What's up, everybody? Chad here for yet another... Hang on. Don't need this anymore. For another video in the Subaru. So, today I wanted to talk about a topic that I actually thought of kind of off the cuff today while driving around town. And once I was at the stoplights, I thought, why don't more manual transmission cars have the auto start stop feature? So, to kind of go over it with a few people that may not know exactly what that is, the auto stop start feature is something that you see a lot of times on a automatic transmission vehicle of some sort, where when you come to a stoplight, if you're under the correct conditions, the engine will actually shut off while you are still in drive. Now, this isn't always the case because sometimes the engine will need to cut back on to run certain accessories, so things like an AC compressor or a water pump, or whatever it may be that is belt driven that does need to be run. Now, reasons that it may not actually cut on, or if the engine is not up to optimal temperature yet, or say you're sitting at an incline, sometimes those systems won't function for safety reasons. And then another reason is, of course, if you have your AC on max, then it's not going to shut off because there's no way it can keep up with the driver demands or the passenger demands that are being required or asked for at that time. So I really got to thinking, while I was at a stoplight, why don't more manual transmission cars have that? And I did a little bit of research, and apparently there are manual transmission cars that do have the auto stop start feature, but they're not too many out there. I couldn't find any real examples of them, but if you all know of any that are common out here in the US, please do tell me, because I'd love to know exactly what cars those are, because I personally have never been in a vehicle manual transmission that has it. So, examples of vehicles that do have it. My dad's F-150, it's a 2019 model, but it does have that, of course, because with that 10-speed auto, and nowadays with any automatic transmission vehicles, most of them come standard. And my mom's 2019 Subaru Forester, it only comes in a CVT, but it does come standard with a stop-start feature, which some systems do work a little bit better than others. Some are really jolting and will really shake up the car, but the newer ones aren't as bad. Also, I want to apologize. I know some of you have said that my audio isn't super great when I record on the GoPro. It is currently downpouring in the middle of the day when I thought that recording was going to be a great time. The storm just came all of a sudden, so we are going through some rain right now. But nevertheless, so when I was doing some research on these stop-start systems that would be available on a manual transmission vehicle, it works in a very similar manner to an automatic-based system, where once you come to a complete stop and the right conditions are met, once you depress the clutch, put the transmission into neutral and lift your foot off of the clutch, that is when the auto start stop system would function. So for instance, I'm about to pull up to a stop sign here, excuse me, a stop light. Well, it just turned green, so I can't really do it, but obviously I could just shut the car off. But that system would then function that way, and you would not have to, do anything. You wouldn't have to shut it off, you wouldn't have to try to mimic the system as you could with really any vehicle nowadays. Of course, that's just not how they're meant to be functioning. Plus, those systems tend to have a different type of starter and battery in them. You get a bit of a heavier duty battery, as well as a heavier duty starter that would accompany the system. So I've now made it back into a parking garage where it is a little bit drier and significantly quieter. As you all saw in that last clip, that was a stoplight. I had to stop the video because there was no way I was going to be able to get my point across without being distracted, and also trying to drive safely and deliver what I was trying to get to all of you at the same time. So just summing things up, the stop-start system is not super prevalent, as you all are well aware, in the manual transmission cars, but I'm really curious, what do you all think? What should Subaru, Toyota, Ford, GM, any of those other companies that do still have manual transmission cars available in some capacity, what do you think they may need to do to make this a little bit more mainstream here in the United States? And what shortcomings could there possibly be in the manual transmission system? Obviously, there are pitfalls, I think, to either. That's why the manufacturers do include a button so you can just shut it off so it never actually takes place. But most of the time, that's a system that will always reset itself once you start the vehicle back up after having it shut off. So let me know in the comments below what you think and what are the pros and cons. I'd love to hear what they are, and honestly, if we could see some more of those in the manual transmission cars in the future, I think that would be kind of cool for those that are obviously for the stop-start systems. So again, please do consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you have not yet already. Obviously, we have content that comes out at least once a week, and we're always trying to get new ideas and new stuff out there, so please let us know that as well. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.